In this video, I'm going to show you how you can start your very own high-ticket dropshipping business for less than $500. Stick around. Real quick, pump that algorithm so you see more of this content. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That way YouTube will show you more of our content. But let's jump right in. Before I even jump into the list, let's talk about how big of a pro this is that you can get started for less than $500. Compare that to regular e-commerce where you're going to need to do R&D, you're going to need to order inventory before you ever even make sales. Or let's say you wanted to start a franchise. Entrepreneur.com says the average franchise fee is $20,000 to $35,000. So I'm going to show you in this video how you can get started in high-ticket dropshipping for less than $500, and these stores have upside into 8 figures in revenue. I know this because I've been there myself, and I'm not sure there's anywhere else you can start a business for less than $500 that has this much upside. Now let's be clear, there's 2 currencies in life and in business, time and money, and you're gonna need both to get started in business. Now your time is the most valuable thing you have. So if you have more cash, you could pay more than this to have other people do the work, as I'll get into a little bit later in this video, or you can spend your time doing the work yourself. So let's run through what you need to get started for less than $500, and we'll put a link to all of these in the description below if you wanna go click through and check out any of these that I'm mentioning. So number 1, you're gonna need a URL, a domain name, for people to come visit you on the web. And so we recommend Namecheap. Namecheap is where I store all of my domains. I think it's one of the easiest platforms to use for a domain registrar, and I love them. Can't recommend them enough. Super cheap. It's gonna cost you about $13 or less for a URL, assuming you don't go for some super premium short 4-letter URL that somebody else is selling, right? If it's available, which you can find by going to leandomainsearch.com, it's another tool I love, and go find one you like and then go to Namecheap and buy it. And so you can get started with a URL for less than $13. The next thing you're gonna need is a place to host your store, and we recommend Shopify, hands down. It is the best e-commerce platform on the market today. There are a few other options out there, but they're very confusing. Definitely start with Shopify. You can start for $29 a month, and they give you a 14-day free trial when you start. The next thing you're gonna need is a theme for your Shopify store. Now these come in both free, mid-tier, and high-tier price tags. You can get started with a free tier and get started right away. You don't necessarily need a paid theme. Now, paid themes are of course gonna have more functionality and look better, but you don't need one. So you could spend up to $180 to $300 for a paid theme, or you can get started for free with a free theme from Shopify. Quick plug here, if you were to join our course, Dropship Breakthrough, we give you what we think is the best theme on the market for free as part of your course purchase. And just some background, my first ever store, I started on a free theme and then moved to a paid theme once sales started coming in and the profits could pay for it. The next thing you're gonna need is a professional email, right? So yourbusiness@gmail.com is not the most professional looking email. And so Google makes this very, very easy using Google Workspace. You can have the URL that you bought up at top, you could have your name at that url.com, or info at, or support at, or sales at, or returns, or whatever you want to set up inside of there. Google Workspace makes this very easy, and this is, again, only going to cost you $6 to $12 a month for this. You're also going to need a professional phone number, right? So you could have a local phone number, you could set that up with some of the free companies out there, but we would definitely recommend getting set up with a professional company with an 800 phone number. Grasshopper is who we recommend for that. Now that's going to cost you about $40 a month, but having 800 whatever as your phone number is going to look very professional on your website. And again, we're building a real business here. We're not building something fly by night. So you definitely want to get that Google Workspace so you have the proper email, and get Grasshopper so you have a proper phone number. The next place you're going to need to spend some money is on branding. Now, of course, there's a lot of free logo makers on the internet. They're not going to come out that great. We would recommend, splurging just a little bit, and I'm talking only a little bit. You can go to Fiverr, where most gigs start at $5. Maybe don't start with the $5 one for this, but pay $20 and have someone create you professional branding for your website. And maybe you have a couple other $20 expenses to have them create banner images for your homepage or other images you need to create a really nice brand for your business. Now, the next part I want to mention is going back to what I said before, time. You're gonna need to call suppliers. You're gonna need to upload products. You're gonna need to edit the theme a little bit on your site, change some colors, insert your branding, things like that. Now, you could pay someone else to do these things, or you can spend your time to do them yourself. And once that's done, the next thing you're going to do is run ads. This is going to be the primary source of sales when you first get started. And no, we're not talking about social media marketing here. I'm talking about Google Ads. Have you ever went to Google and searched for a product and saw the pictures of the product up there? Those are called product listing ads. And those are exactly what we're going to build to get sales to our products. The best part of this is that Google really wants you to come spend money on their platform too. And so they'll give you a deal such as spend $25 and we'll give you the next 100 free, or spend $150, get your next $150 free. And Bing, the other platform we're going to use to drive sales to our business initially, is also going to offer you something like this under their Microsoft Ads platform. So if all goes right, you should be able to get a sale in that first $300 that you spent on Google, right? $150 that you spent, $150 that Google gave you. And then from there, your sales are now funding your next ad buys to get the next sale, and so on and so forth. And you start this snowball going of ads and sales, ads and sales. And again, to touch on the time versus money thing again, some people don't have the money for extras, but they have the time. And that was me. When I first started, I didn't have extra money. In fact, I was $40,000 in consumer debt. I was working a job I absolutely hated and I needed to get out of there. So the idea of starting a business for less than $500, and all it was going to take was my sweat equity, which I had lots of so long as I was willing to give up my Call of Duty time for website building time, very much appealed to me, and it should appeal to you too. But you may also be cash heavy and time short. And so you can pay people to upload products, to design the website, etc. Or you can invest your sweat equity and start for $500 or less like we just walked through in this video. But I encourage you, if this is your first go around, do the work yourself. You're going to learn so much in the process. You're going to learn a lot about Shopify and how things work inside of their interface. You're going to learn a tiny bit of coding. You're going to learn a lot about the products you're selling by uploading them yourself. You're going to learn keyword research and the basics of SEO, or search engine optimization. And if you decide to build another business in the future, which many of our students do, you're going to have the skills to build out the SOPs to hire this out next time. So what are you waiting for? You can get started today for less than $500 and your time. If you want to take the very first step in this process, head over to dropshipbreakthrough.com and sign up for our free training. And my partner, John, will walk you through how to find your market, your products, your niche, and get started high-ticket dropshipping today.